So this little page of notes just gives you a summary comparing direct variation to inverse variation. So with direct variation, we say that y varies directly with x. And what we mean is that when x increases, y increases proportionally. Inverse variation, on the other hand, we would say y varies inversely with x. This time, when x increases, y decreases by the same factor. And here's our two equations that represent direct variation and inverse variation. In both equations, k represents the constant of proportionality. The x is our x variable and the y is our y variable. So let's look at some examples of both of these. You've done direct variation before. So our example there says that the cost of burgers varies directly with the number of burgers purchased. If 30 burgers cost $45, what is the price of 20 burgers? So this little phrase here, varies directly, clues me in that I can use the equation y equals kx to figure out this price. So in this case, my price depends on the number of burgers that I purchase. So I can write 45 equals 30 times k, or k times 30. So k is my constant of proportionality. In this case, it's going to be the cost of each burger. So let's figure this out. I need to divide both sides by 30. And that gives me that each burger costs $1.50. So I could write y equals $1.50x. And that's my equation. So now I can use that equation to figure out the cost of any number of burgers, in this case 20. I would say y equals $1.50 times 20, and that's going to give me $30. Now let's look at inverse variation. So for inverse variation, I've got an example that says the number of hours that it takes to repair a roof varies inversely with the number of people working on the roof. That makes sense. If I have more people working on a job, the job should be done more quickly. If it takes a team of 6 people 12 hours to repair a roof, how long would it take 8 people to repair the roof? So again, I've been clued in by that phrase varies inversely to know what type of equation to use. I'm going to use y equals k over x, or k divided by x. I know that the time depends on the number of people. So I'm going to have y be my hours and x be my people. So I can write 12 equals k over 6. So now if I multiply both sides by 6, I find that k is equal to 72. So it's going to take 72 hours of labor to repair this roof. And I can use that to write my equation. I'll write y equals 72 divided by x. So the number of hours is going to equal the number of total labor hours needed, 72, divided by the number of people who are available to work on those, or to work those hours. All right, so how long would it take 8 people to repair the roof? Let's use that equation. I'm going to have y equals 72 divided by 8. And this is straightforward. I can see it's going to take 9 hours. So 8 people working for 9 hours will complete that job. Now down below, you can see the graphs of these equations. So the graph of y equals $1.50x is a linear function. It has a constant rate of change. The graph of y equals 72 divided by x is not linear. And it does not have a constant rate of change. In fact, it's curved. So that's a summary of inverse variation and direct variation and how they are related. Now you should be able to use this to write your own summary and create your own notes discussing this topic.